Let's go to the table. Here they are, and let's see this die roll. It's a 2 from Tom, matched by a 4 from Rosalie. Yeah. And there goes the handshake. Let's see.
I think Rosalie chose to go first.
Yeah, possibly willingly for the first time this weekend.
Almost a necessity here to win that die roll.
And I think that is the case. Indeed, she's gonna go first. Are we gonna see some engages?
Well, we see at least a rose that can get you a Sky Striker link.
And there is engage!
Sky Striker, mobilize, engage.
This is the card that just doesn't go away. Mobilize, engage. We've seen it in so many finals throughout the years.
Ooh, multi-roll.
A multi-roll, another throwback, not one of the newer cards, but the old cards working perfectly well together in combination. It's amazing to see, Billy, because on the one hand, you said that these are the Duelist Advance decks, so it's Duelist Advance against Justice Hunters.
Second engage! Wow.
Indeed, these duelists are advancing, and Rosalie is advancing with another copy of Engage to add the Sky Striker maneuvers, Widow Anchor.
And let's keep count of the number of spells. I think it's just 1.
Okay, well, Charmy follows.
Interesting timing for that Fuvalos, and we might see a response on this from Rosalie.
Yeah, was seeing a card in the hand for Rosalie, but will she choose to use it now?
I mean, this is tough. You don't want to give any draws to
and there is Call by. Not only does it stop the Fuvalos, but it puts a third spell card in the graveyard, and with this Rose, now we can access that Kagari, possibly to get one of the engages back, and that is going to be all right for Tom. We have not used the effect of the multi-roll, which can protect all of our spell cards, as well as sending the third to the graveyard. So let's see whether Rosalie wants to do that.
God, this is going almost all the way back to 2020, this opening field. I mean, the Rose a little bit older than that, but these engages and multi-rolls, this is just classic Sky Striker gameplay right now.
But not quite. She skips on the effect of multi-roll, going directly for this engage that is not gonna give her a draw quite yet, but is gonna get one of those important spells, recovering a lot of the advantages. We have seen it plenty of times already in the previous round, and there it is, the Lemnis Gate.
Yeah, one of this fantastic new cards. Lemnis Gate can recycle your cards whilst interrupting the opponent, bouncing a number of cards. And here we go in the end phase. We're going to see the Shizuku. Shizuku going to be able to get linkage and presumably use in the end phase and rank up into the new Sky Striker equals 0.
And there it is, the linkage coming down and getting more spells that then can be set due to that multi-roll in the end phase, possibly, even though we are already in the end phase.
Yeah, what is that a set now? You've filled up the spell and trap zone already, so maybe we just go ahead, get an engage for the next turn, and let's see what Tom has. Oh, another copy of Widow Anchor.
So we're going to use the Widow Anchor on her own card and then reset it with the multi-roll. So now she has Widow Anchor, and the Lemnis Gate.
Yeah, maximum disruption right now.
And this is the way you have to play this matchup. Just trying to stop LUNALIGHT in every which way. Tom is already down a card since that Fuvalos was stopped by Call to the Grave. He will be drawing to 5 cards in hand, but at least 3 forms of interaction. We'll have to see if Tom has some high impact cards. Even just like one copy of Heavy Polymerization could just end the duel essentially.
Yeah, I mean, and we have seen this Call by the Grave that have been important for Roselle to negate the Fuvalos, not giving free draws to Tom. Can he fight back, or as she find a way around this unfortunate matchup?
What is there for Tom? We've been seeing him play these field-breaking cards, but do any of them include Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm? You've got to think those are the cards that you desperately want in your hands right now. Who needs to answer that field of monsters when there's 5 cards in the spell and trap card zones?
And yeah, as you can see, asked to look at the graveyard, but there are more than 3 spells in there. meaning all of the additional effects are alive, and we start things off with that LUNALIGHT Masquerade.
Yep, and this card lets Tom send a LUNALIGHT monster from the deck to the graveyard. It also has some other effects which are pretty cool that will involve polymerization and being able to use the materials from your graveyard potentially later on in the turn, but it's a good way to get things started because you're able to send LUNALIGHT Silverhound to the graveyard, which will special summon a LUNALIGHT monster from the deck.
And as you said, Billy, this Leo is a super important piece of the puzzle for the LUNALIGHT deck, but there's so many ways just to negate it. At least 2 Widow Anchors face down for Rosalie, plus some more cards.
All right, LUNALIGHT Gold Leo's coming down, and this is surely going to prompt maybe the Widow Anchor that is known. Yep.
And there comes the Widow Anchor. I mean, Tom, rightfully so, will ever read at it. When there are 3 spells, you can also take control of the Gold Leo, but that would shut down. And here we have a response
Chain
of
Book
the Book of Eclipse.
He wants to resolve this Gold Leo effect.
This is a very niche interaction, but if you chain the other Widow Anchor, it would in fact do nothing in this case. So very wise for Rosalie not to do it, because cards being set sort of releases them from any effects that we're applying to them, like effect negation or Widow Anchor.
Really
Unlike
good
cards
note.
being sent to the graveyard, is a very strange one, but you gotta know these things if you want to become the world champion.
And definitely looks like Roselle, no, not even thinking about it for a second. Now, what is Tom going to want to add? He can add and send a Yellow Martin, and that would allow him to access a LUNALIGHT spell from the deck if he has something like LUNALIGHT Fusion he's trying to dig for. And this is indeed going to be LUNALIGHT Yellow Martin. Now, yep, going for the LUNALIGHT Fusion, just as it seemed like he was going to do, because Rosalie does control a monster special summon from the extra deck. This could be an easy way to cheat out a LUNALIGHT Fusion monster.
Got to keep in mind, though, Rosalie can always chain that Rose as she's gonna, sorry, the 0.
And there's Tom and the Called by the Grave.
But wait,
That's his signature card.
there is in the graveyard that Lemniscate. Can we just return the Rose to the extra deck?
Looks like you're right. That is what Roselle's going to do. Going to banish the Sky Striker Ace 0, so it's not going to be able to be banished from the Called by the Grave, so the effect will resolve.
And that's a great call, as mentioned, Tom, and that means we are resolving it indeed.
So many tricks this Sky Striker deck has up its sleeve. Gonna get to summon a Rose and a Ray, and put the Lemniscate in the graveyard as well. 1 extra trigger effect, and take away any extra deck
We
monsters
can't resolve
from the
the
field.
fusion, yeah. That's big, no more LUNALIGHTs.
No more LUNALIGHTs potentially. Roselle can't activate Widow Anchor anymore. But he does have the Yellow Martin in the graveyard, which can already summon itself by returning the Masquerade. But LUNALIGHT Perfume is huge. That's going to bring back a LUNALIGHT monster. It's also going to let him search for a LUNALIGHT monster from the deck, something like LUNALIGHT Tiger. And LUNALIGHT Tiger in combination with LUNALIGHT Yellow Martin, as you mentioned earlier, Marcello, is the old school LUNALIGHT combo pieces. And now he still has access to, he has LUNALIGHT Black Sheep as well. So he's going to be able to discard it to add either back a LUNALIGHT monster or a polymerization from the deck to the hand.
What is this card Rosalie is thinking about? She's already used her copy of Called by the Grave.
I mean, an incredible effort for sure, but Tom also trying to use some of his tricks, and we are going to be using this Ray.
Ray is going to be sent to the graveyard to special summon Sky Striker Ace Kagari with her own effect. The Black Sheep will resolve, adding polymerization from the deck to the hand. Now Kagari's effect will activate on summon. Tom taking another look at that Rose to make sure he knows all the effects. Don't want to overlook anything here in the top 4 of the World Championship. And Sky Striker Mobilize Engage will return to Roselle's hand.
She's going to have all this follow-up for next turn if only she can make it there. And we're going to trigger here the Lemnis Gate, allowing her to perform a Link Summon.
Trying to clear that main monster zone of any monsters so she will be able to use her Sky Striker maneuvers. And Chain Forbidden Droplet, that's the card we didn't know.
Wow.
But the Gold Leo's effect already activated earlier, but Gold Leo has the second effect if a Lunalight is sent to the graveyard, it can add back to the hand, and it's going to be a Link Summon for Zeke.
My goodness, more engages coming back to the hand.
That's
Zeke,
crazy.
Yeah, going to banish this Leo.
It's still, I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, because Tom has so many plays still to happen. He has the Perfume to add and discard to get access to Tiger. Tiger can bring back another monster. He has the yellow Martin, but losing that Gold Leo was an important level 4 monster that Tom needed.
Indeed, but we have yet one more face down card from Rosalie. It's gonna be the crucial one.
I think we know. I think it's a Widow Anchor. I think it was searched at the very beginning of Rosalie's turn. Let's see if
I do
Tom
think it
can
is.
remember that as well.
Because she did set a second copy with the Shizuku, so that should very well be.
So the Perfume is going to be banished, discarding that polymerization.
We're going to be able to bring back 3 monsters here in combination if you search
This is tough.
Tiger Dancer.
The only level 4 monster is the Yellow Martin. Yeah, he has to go for Lunalight Wolf. He might be using this Lunalight Wolf just to go into Perfume Dancer. I think that is what is going to be happening here. Going to have to banish the 2 Silver Hounds, or the Silver Hound and the Black Sheep. But you want to keep that Silver Hound in the graveyard if you can. But yeah, Lunalight Wolf, special summoning Perfume Dancer. Perfume Dancer will be adding another Lunalight Perfume, but that's going to prompt the Widow Anchor.
There goes the Widow Anchor, the last line of defense, taking this Perfume Dancer.
And the Masquerade, or no, sorry, the monster he used for the material is adding back the polymerization.
I think it,
or was it the
it's
Masquerade? It was the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Okay, it was the Masquerade adding it back.
The Masquerade, he's going to get a few monsters in play, but can he make anything? Can he get 2 level 4s? There aren't any fantastic Link monsters in the Lunalight theme, so
He needed that. He really needed the search there for the Perfume. So heads up, play for Roselle using the Widow Anchor on the Perfume Dancer.
using every interruption available to her.
And Tom knows the 1 card in hand is Sky Striker Mobilize Engage.
Is there any card, any other card it could be against Sky Striker?
Usually not. Usually not.
Oh, and we see a shuffle, and this might be end if that is getting returned to the field. I can only assume
the Gold Leo comes back at the end phase that was banished by the Sky Striker Zeke.
so. It's the end phase. Rosalie has managed to keep that aggression at bay, and now she gets a full turn with that engage already in end. Wow.
With the Zeke as well. Does the Zeke set cannot be Link summoned with or something like this? Or you can just use it and make another Kagari, get back another engage.
No, it doesn't really have any restriction of that kind.
I mean, this is what we talked about. This is a tough matchup for Sky Striker, but if Rosalie was able to win the die roll and set up multiple layers of interactions as she did, she's had to play it exactly this way to put herself in a position to steal this game number 1 in this tough matchup.
Yeah, she's been stealing monsters, and maybe it will be enough to steal the game. So many interruptions she was able to set up, at plus that 1 piece of follow-up for the next turn, which will be critical.
No Ash Blossom. The engage is going to add a linkage, and she will definitely be able to draw a card.
Absolutely engage resolving once more. As mentioned, there is no time. This duel can go all the way to game 3 safely.
Yeah, I think So many players have been in this situation before. We know what is about to happen. We're going to activate Engage. We're going to draw a card. We're going to add back the Engage and play it again and draw another card. And one card in hand will suddenly become 4, 5, 6 almost overnight.
And it's a Foolish Burial Goods interesting inclusion in the deck. Just gonna be a sort of Upster Goblin with the Metal Foe Fusion.
Hey, shout out to Metal Foes Fusion for all the Metal Foes fans out there. It's funny, these are the two decks that can play Foolish Burial Goods. Sometimes you see it in LUNALIGHT as well, being able to send down LUNALIGHT Perfume.
Yeah, you have some interesting options. Can always, you know, send an Engage to get it back with Kagari, as well as maybe, you know, if it's in their Black Gold Lofts. So it's definitely an interesting power spell. And let's take a look at this other draw.
Yeah, I really love it.
And it's the Engage!
Engage into Engage! We're so back!
Oh, wow. The last copy of Engage in deck hand has been picked up.
She shuffled it back in. Tom has had someone draw 3 Engages against him in the previous feature match, but I think in this one it's going to be a little tougher to cope with.
These judges just giving these favorable shuffles here
Yeah.
to Roselle and see what it's going to be the next draw off the Engage. We still haven't seen the Kagari just yet that you're talking about, but going to use Zeke's effect first to send... Oh, she drew the Metal Foes Fusion. Small victory for Tom.
Indeed. Now, as mentioned, she has used the effect of Zeke sending the Metal Foe Fusion to reduce by 1000 the attack of the Perfume Dancer, so that it could be attacked over, and now we are going to use that linkage to special summon even more Link monsters.
Yeah, here comes presumably the 0. Having used already a multi-roll, oh, she's going to add the 0 back.
Yeah, the linkage goes back to the end. Not quite the Engage, I guess, prioritizing this battle presence.
Now the Kagari is going to attack over the LUNALIGHT Gold Leo, sending it straight to the graveyard. You want to get this Yellow Martin off the field because it will be banished, and then once it's gone, it's gone. But that is why she added back the linkage, because the battle phase is still happening. This quick play Sky Striker secret maneuver is going to summon Hayate. Hayate is going to attack over the Yellow Martin. Yep, and now Yellow Martin is banished, and that's devastating for LUNALIGHTs. And another copy of linkage is going to turn Hayate into the 0 you were talking about, Tom. And then another linkage is going to bring out Shizuku and go for game. Does Tom, he's trying to figure it out, run the numbers, do the math. Roselle has already done it, and she's taken game 1.
Game 1.
All right, Tom's time to start things off.
That is a handful of spells for Rosalie. Could this be the shortest feature match we've had so far this weekend?
And there it is, as mentioned, that Foolish Burial Goods, but this time for Tom.
Yep, so this is step 1. He has a playable card in his hand. That's really all he needs to get to where he needs to be. Being able to send, okay, he's going to send the Serenade Dance, probably a card that was cited in. A lot of LUNALIGHT players don't main deck this card, but will put it in when they're going first.
Yeah, it makes an awful lot of sense. This is a card that's slightly weak if you draw it, but having those extra options for extending your plays is a fantastic thing to have going first. So you got to discard a card and banish it from your grave, and then you can just summon a LUNALIGHT straight from your deck. Seems to be a bit of a theme with the Gold Leo doing exactly the same thing, but adding and then discarding.
Yeah, and drawing both copies of Foolish Burial Goods here makes sense. Easy choice for a discard, but as we can expect, Rosalie not really to interact with Tom. He's free to set up these combos, and we have seen already throughout the previous future matches what the LUNALIGHT deck can do.
Yeah, the end result of this field could potentially be SP Little Knight, Baguska, and a couple copies of LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer, but we're going to see Shohei is going to use the black sheep, and then the Leo will add back the black sheep.
Yeah, here we are. This is probably
if he chooses.
The first time on stream for Tom to display his full LUNALIGHT combo, where you just need one gold Leo, not even needing a normal summon to do all of this.
And polymerization is going to be used, but going to be sent right back to the hand thanks to the Kaleido Chick. The perfume dancer is going to add a LUNALIGHT perfume.
Yeah, and as you can see here, area of plays adding even more resources from deck to advance this combo.
All Roselle can do here is sit and watch as Tom dances his way to his end field with all these LUNALIGHT cards.
Yeah, this
he's going to use the Masquerade effect, I think, to discard here, so he'll be able to banish from his graveyard later on in this turn for the polymerization. And LUNALIGHT Perfume is next.
Yeah, Tom playing the archetype that's most fitting with the ceremony that we had for this event with those amazing dancers and keeping it up here.
The Kaleido Chick only once each time it is on the field. You'll see its effect happen over and over again. Going to send the LUNALIGHT Leo Dancer to copy the name, but more importantly, putting that fusion in the graveyard for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, it is one of those slightly older cards. You can just use it as many times as it is on the field, rather than only once per turn for the whole card.
LUNALIGHT Tiger, yeah, he's going for the full combo here, bringing back the Black Sheep. The Perfume Dancer is going to return the Tiger to the hand. It's going to be played again to special summon back from the graveyard, bringing back a level 4, and that's going to be the LUNALIGHT Gold Leo. Polymerization is going to be used next, so he's going to use the Black Sheep. All 4 monsters, the Kaleido Chick has the name of Leo Dancer, so it will count to be able to use for the first Liger Dancer.
And here is the card that we have been talking about all weekend, that boss monster in LUNALIGHT Liger Dancer, unaffected by card effects except LUNALIGHT cards, which pretty much makes it not really outable at all unless you're able to make, you know, a Kagari with, well, quite a lot of spell cards in the graveyard.
And it looks like a heavy investment, but all those LUNALIGHT monsters have effects when they're sent to the graveyard by card effect. The Kaleido Chick adding back the polymerization, the Black Sheep adding back another LUNALIGHT monster. He still has the perfume in the graveyard that he can banish to search for the LUNALIGHT Wolf that he's missing. He has the Yellow Marten that he hasn't used that can return the LUNALIGHT Tiger. He's going to have the ideal LUNALIGHT field here on this game number 2.
Yeah, here we go. Baguska, I mean, it's normally the icing on the cake with the 2 dancers, but in this case against Skystrike, I don't even see that it does,
yeah,
does all that much.
Yeah.
Maybe he goes for something different, knowing that potentially, but the Yellow Marten returned the Tiger brought back the Kaleido Chick. The Kaleido Chick's effect is going to be used again to copy another name. Can't quite see what he sent. Maybe we can get that graveyard tidied up just a little bit. Would be nice. And let's see where he goes next.
I think it was a Leo Dancer.
No, it could have been. Sometimes you send a perfume, but yeah, it probably was a Leo Dancer because you need it in the graveyard for the fusion later on.
We have seen Dugares plenty of times. Is it gonna be again the number 60 Dugares? It seems like it will be, but which effect are we going to be using? I think we are drawing cards. Makes sense.
We were always going to draw here. The Dugares will be able to use as a material to summon SP Little Knight later on. Might as well dig a little bit deeper and see if you can get some hand interactions, just in case there's something unexpected from Roselle's side. But even just one Liger Dancer is a tall order for Sky Striker to answer, let alone a couple copies.
Yeah, this was exactly what Roselle was fearing. I mean, she's no stranger to this, right? She has been watching people play and make their end field all weekend with her Sky Striker deck, happily saying, okay, you do what you're going to do, and I am going to break it. But is this one that she can break?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love that strategy. It has been successful in the past and this weekend, but when your opponent, you know, can summon an unaffected monster, that changes quite a bit your plans. And yeah, here it is, Tom not willing to stop, summoning back more as a graveyard full of additional effects, even for next turn, if he wishes to do so.
Yep, another copy of LUNALIGHT Perfume, just going to bring back the Kaleido chick yet again. Going to send another monster just to have materials for a fusion summon later on. Since he did use that effect of LUNALIGHT Masquerade, he will be able to banish the materials when he uses polymerization from that graveyard.
And I think we might be going to this SBO. Yep.
So maybe no Baguska here, since usually you usually use Cross Sheep to get to the Baguska. Just going to be okay with a couple copies of Liger Dancer. As you mentioned, Baguska not so strong against Sky Striker.
Yeah, for sure. And we're getting this effect of Masquerade, allowing polymerization to fuse from the grave. I love how many themes now use polymerization just as a kind of part of themselves. You can use it in, for example, the Dracotel deck and this LUNALIGHT deck. All great places for the original polymerization.
One unaffected monster is probably good enough to win against the Sky Striker deck. Might as well summon a second just in case. And
we call it insurance.
Absolutely, I mean. And this has been quite the turn from Tom. We'll see whether ROSELLE even is going to attempt to break this field, or whether she's just gonna pick up her cards and go into game 3.
Looks like you're gonna play, and it's gonna be that chicken game. We're playing the chicken game here in top 4.
Oh, I absolutely love the fact that they got into a full-on battle of the chicken games in the last top 8 feature match, because it's so often the case, this card, you just play it, you pay 1,000, you draw a card, and you carry on with your life and continue doing whatever combos you were doing before. But in this case, it just stayed on the field for like 3 or 4 turns.
It was quite hilarious. Yeah, made for some fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Next up, she's going to activate Foolish Burial Goods. This is step 1. She's going to have to fill the graveyard with, 10 spells? 13 spells?
I think even more. I mean, depending on it. Just straight up, it would be closer to 20, but then you can maneuver through, with maybe the linkage. It's rough.
But this is the World Championship, so you might as well give it the good try here.
Well, Tom just indicating that he is not allowed to draw a card.
Okay, I was like, is his deck zone locked? I'm not. I still have PTSD from that card. Just watching the zones get locked by the Kashtira deck a couple of years ago.
And we are gonna send this Metalful Fusion right back, both of our duelists opening with that card.
Shoutouts to Pendulums. I mean, LUNALIGHTs have Pendulum monsters, even though they mainly work like continuous spell cards. Quick shuffle here before the draw for the fusion. The judge gave them the Metalful Fusion last time.
But it seems like this time around, an engage is gonna be there for ROSELLE, but not as exciting as in the previous game, I'd say. The end is strong, don't get me wrong. Like against any other deck, this would be a strong opener. But she has seen enough and picks up her cards. Not gonna attempt to break this field. Nice handshake, and here it is. I see the card that I've been hinting at, but let's see whether ROSELLE will be able to use it. We are entering that main phase for her. Who we see engage later on.
I'm wondering if ROSELLE got the idea from Time Wizard, because I think this card's actually been picking up a little bit in there. It's strange to see a card just straight out of that format. I mean, there are lots of crossover cards, but this is one I did not think we would be seeing this weekend.
That is indeed the case, but first we start things off. No Fuvalos from Tom, and we can just go and grab ourselves our engage from deck. Straight up, but a Droll and Lock Bird. Wow.
That's pretty huge. That engage won't be adding any cards. You have to take a sec to think, but no, the deck will not be adding any more cards from the deck to the hand. Going to get a bit of shuffle
That is absolutely brutal. It could spell disaster for Rosalie. She had a very solid plan, but Tom, again, including those drawn locked birds, one of the few duelists this weekend with that card in his deck, and here it's just gonna be so strong.
Yeah, it is a bit of a catch all drawn lockbird. Maybe he just had it in the side as a respect for his own deck, the LUNALIGHT deck, in case anyone else brought it, because we could see how powerful it would be there.
And I think that's pretty much it. We are gonna see 3 cards face down, and let's see if that is all we are gonna do.
Yeah, Droll stopping Roselle from being able to access Widow Anchor, just huge here. But maybe she happened to open up with one in her hand. We also know she has that other card that you were talking about, but not going to be able to use it yet.
No, she will be, but not yet. Yeah,
Not yet.
she still at that 0, and we start things off with that Fractal.
Tri-Brigade Fractal, very useful in the LUNALIGHT strategy. It's able to send LUNALIGHT Silverhound to the graveyard. And there it is.
And that's gonna grant Tom a special summon from the deck. Is it gonna be the Leo? You can tell both of them extremely focused on this game. Both amazing, but only one of them can move. And yes, it is that Leo. Do we see a response here from Rosalie?
Is there a Widow Anchor?
And it is Widow Anchor on the Leo.
So she had it in the opening hand. That's huge. This is step 1. What else does Tom have in terms of LUNALIGHT cards? Does he have another monster? Does he have a Black Sheep to get to polymerization? Is there a Fire Formation Tinky? It's a Foolish Burial. That's at least going to be able to send a Yellow Martin to the graveyard at the very minimum to return the Gold Leo to summon itself back. And that, yeah, it's going to have to send Yellow Martin. Drawing multiple copies like Fractal and Foolish Burial together when they're both trying to do the same thing, not exactly where you want to be, but the Foolish Burial, not too bad.
Yeah, the Masquerade again, a third chance to send a LUNALIGHT from deck to graveyard. You do start to run out of useful targets at some point.
Taking a moment to read over Yellow Martin. It has to be sent to the graveyard by a card effect, and that was indeed the case with Foolish Burial. Now Masquerade being activated. Let's see if Tom decides to send another LUNALIGHT monster to the graveyard.
I think maybe Rosalie just thinking about the Sky Striker Ace equals 0 on the field there. When is the best time to use it? You get 1 pop of a card, so do you need to pop a card before the Yellow Martin targets it?
That is definitely an interesting timing, and she decides to pull this off, and it's gonna be definitely an interesting turn of events, because I believe we might turn this Ray into a Shizuku for a very specific reason.
Yeah, it's time. We've all been excited for it.
It's really going to... Tom's going to need multiple cards in his hand to be able to continue to play in this turn. Yep. Ray from the graveyard, Rose from the deck. The Masquerade will be destroyed, so it can't be returned with that Yellow Martin. And now, as you said, the quick effect of Ray is going to activate the special summon the Shizuku. But why would she summon Shizuku?
Because we have Spiritual Water Art Aoi! What a surprise coming all the way down, revealing the end. But it is a powerful end indeed from Tom, having both the Perfume and the Fusion already.
The Perfume is just incredible. That's the card he needed. Even if it's discarded, it has a useful effect in the graveyard. If it's not, it has a useful effect on the field and the graveyard. The Perfume is the perfect answer here for Tom. You have to discard it still.
Might as well, because Tom can... You know, he would have just got a summon from the grave, but that LUNALIGHT Fusion not going to do anything. Rosalie controls no monsters special summoned from the extra deck, and I think we've got a hint of that last face-down card, so how will it be used to best effect?
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, she showed it when she. I mean, maybe not to Tom, hopefully, but she showed it to us.
Oh, I didn't. I happened to miss. I was like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, she did briefly over it. Luckily, she did not flip it. But
Oh, I think
here
I know.
we are gonna see that LUNALIGHT perfume.
Discarding the Silver Hound is going to be able to add a LUNALIGHT card, probably LUNALIGHT Tiger, especially with that Yellow Martin already in the graveyard. I don't know. There's a lot of options. Tom still has his normal summon available to him as well.
Absolutely, as mentioned, we now have full knowledge of what is in the end from Tom.
Doesn't want to make a mistake here this late into the game. And he could be mere moments away from making it to the finals of the 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship here in Paris, France.
Such interesting choices, of course. Who would have thought that Sky Striker alone would be in the top 4 and the Spiritual Warrior Art next to it.
Thinking about Black Sheep. Yep, and he's going to go for Kaleido Chick because, yeah, Kaleido Chick is a great normal summon. Going to normal summon the Kaleido Chick, activate the effect to send. It's looking like a fusion because now that there's a fusion and the Silver Hound in the graveyard, that's going to allow Tom to negate any spell or trap that activates on the field, and with only one card in the spell and trap zone, that's not looking good for Roselle. He could also just use the LUNALIGHT fusion here to fuse the Gold Leo and the Kaleido Chick for a Perfume Dancer.
And I think this is where we might ever think if we are ROSELLE. Because we might respond to this. And we do with the Black Gold Laugh.
But it's just going to be negated by the Silver Hound.
Absolutely, it is a good spot.
I'm using all the cards in his hand right now, though, so how does he continue?
He has a lot of plays to keep on going with this Perfume Dancer, adding another copy of LUNALIGHT Perfume. If there's one thing we've learned is LUNALIGHT Perfume is not once per turn. The Yellow Martin can still come back from the graveyard.
Just checking if there was an infinite impermanence in terms of columns. That has been done before already, and now he's gonna think about what to bring back. It is the Kaleido Chick. And this is just so promising. We know that even though there is that Sky Striker mobilizing engage in the end, if Tom is able to summon that Dancer, Liger Dancer, it's all over.
Yeah, I think surely he is, because you can return it to the hand. It gives you a discard for the Perfume.
Yep, and that is going to be the case. His graveyard is still extending past the frame, so we can't see the top of the graveyard. But it's going to add the LUNALIGHT Wolf.
And that is exactly what he needs, just moments away from summoning that boss monster, the Liger Dancer.
And with the Perfume Dancer on the field already as well, the Rose is a special summoned monster.
And the Chick prevents anything from activating in the battle phase.
Yep, and now the effect's going to be activated.
And we move to the battle phase, and that is it.